We thought we'd focus on the eye and show a winged liner and show a few other fun things that you can do with that. Tasha, is this on? Why don't you tell us what you have on your face already?
I have, all I put on was Glorious Primer. I have Organza Concealer and Taffeta Liquid Foundation and Malibu Bronzer.
All I put on.
My arms were getting tired.
And that was it. I had nothing on my eyes. I didn't do my brows.
Okay. You didn't do your brows. My gosh, we better start there. You didn't do your brows. Okay. Good thing I have this with me. All right. We're going to start with the brows then. So I would like to definitely show you from eye start to finish, and we did ask her that she prep her face. So she did a beautiful job of that. So in order to save time, we are not going to do a full face, but we are going to focus on her eyes. So let's start off with her brows. And I am choosing a medium Moodstruck Precision Brow Liner. So and some of this you may know. Some of this may be new for you. So little tip, and if we can zoom in as much as possible, right? On our beautiful model, a little tutorial of how you decide how you're going to fill in, or tweaks, by the way, your brows, which is beautifully explained, by the way, in the Kudos kit. So you use a straight line, right? And you just, from the edge of the nose, straight up, and there is where your brow should start. It is common for people to tweeze their brow too far, right? Right? It's not that unusual, and what that will do, if you tweeze your brow too far, is it will spread your eyes too far apart, right? However, for a lot of people, we have what's affectionately called a what? So that is the reason why you may want to tweeze a little bit. But the goal is straight up, right? Now, where does the angle start? The arch. Where does the arch start? If you're looking straight ahead, right, the circle in your eye. So if she's looking straight ahead, I want to connect the edge of her nose to that outside of the circle in her eye and continue that line, and that's where the arch should be. Really, really simple, right? The face is a beautifully proportioned thing. And then where should the brow end? I'm going to connect the edge of her nose and the outside of her eye, and there's where her brow should end. A lot of you are shaking your head, so you are well educated. You know all of this. I'm not teaching you one thing yet. Okay, so very simply, right? Let's fill in her already beautiful brow, right? Already beautiful, so we're not trying to create any new shape here. We're simply filling in just a little bit to make sure that they make a great statement, because that is what your brows should do, is make a great statement. And in my opinion, I do prefer a little bit of a more natural brow. That is personal opinion, definitely personal opinion, but what I think a manicured brow should do, again, personal opinion, is you should look at someone's face who has a well-groomed brow and think, you look really polished. I don't quite know what about it is so polished, but your face looks really, really polished and just bright, right? And that's what I think a good brow should do. So do you see the difference? Yeah. So let's go ahead and fill in the other side. Because she is blessed with these amazing brows, I don't need to change the shape at all. Okay. There's our prep. There's our prep for the eye. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. Does that mean we got Wi-Fi? We got Wi-Fi? Okay.
Okay, let's all get on at once.
You do. starting point. Who's a fan? Anytime you're working with our pigments or the liquid liner, I would say that primer is a must. Who can shout out for me the reason why you want to use eye primer? Just shout it out. No creasing. Makes it stay longer. I heard something else. Even surface. Brighter pigment. All correct answers. You have your contacts. Oh, okay. Tell me if I'm bugging you with your contacts. Okay. So we started off by prepping the surface with the primer. Now I'm picking up the liner, liquid liner. Little tip for the liquid liner. Who stores it? Drop down. Excellent tip. Yeah, really, really important because it's ink, right? And so it's going to either run up or it's going to run down, and you want it to run down towards the felt tip. So here is the tutorial for a winged liner. 3 steps, 3 pretty simple steps. Does anyone struggle with doing a winged liner, by the way? All right. We all do. Rob does not raise his hand. He is the only one in the room who does not struggle with a winged liner. All right. First step is to create the flick, right? I'm going to create the flick. And what I want to do, honestly, is really follow that same angle. That same angle that I showed you, if I'm doing this right, that flick is going to follow that exact same line that you use when you create your eyebrow. So let's do this here, and I'll go to the other side. So I apologize. I'm going to try to make sure that but I like to stretch just a little bit. And if you're doing your own, you have to stretch more because it adds kind of a whole new layer of complication in. But if I'm doing someone else, I'm just going to stretch just a little bit. Oh, and by the way, I should say, because you're going to have a wow moment, I'm choosing Precarious, which is our blue liquid liner. Okay, really simple, right? What I just did. Let's go to the other side. Actually, I'm going to do one side at a time, I think. All right, so next, I'm going to, step 2 is I'm going to add liner to her lid just like I would any other liner. So close.
How far are you going up with that flip? How far up the eye are you going to turn?
I am filling her entire lid. Left to right, not top to bottom. I am filling her entire lid left to right. You just wait till you see this. So, because I'm using liquid liner and I'm going for a little bit more of a dramatic effect, which is really honestly most of the time why you want to use liquid liner, I am going left to right on her on her lid, right? Not top to bottom, but left to right. So I really want to get a close-up of what that looks like. Close your eye for me. This is as close as we can zoom. Can you guys see that? So most people stop right, not most people who have a tough time figuring out liquid liner, stop right there. It's with the first 2 steps. It's with a flip and then filling in the lid.